Okay, hi guys, Artiar here. So for this video, finally guys, we have Esper balance adjustment. Finally, after like how long? After like half year. Okay, to be honest, half year is a good range to have some Esper balance. To be honest, it's like you don't want the Esper balance to happen every 3 months or 4 months, right? Okay, maybe half year is a good way, but let's take a look what kind of Esper balance we have. So this one here that I'm showing, the patch note itself here is going to be PTR server, and then this one here we're going to show is in global server, so we can take a look at the same time which Esper have the buff. Okay, so first one, Sienna S2, the grant all attack up and speed up for 2 turns here. We add a new ability, they did not change it, so you have to keep note that new and change is a different concept. So new here is add something new effect to the kit, then change here means it will change the effect of the kit. Alright, so the S2 here, instead of granting attack up and speed up for 2 turns, you also add a new effect that is all ability cooldown for ally win Esper reduced by 1 turn. So Sienna here is no longer just a buffer and AP controller, she's also a CD reduction Esper. So any wind type Esper here in the list here will reduce the cooldown by 1 turn. So let's say like Armir will reduce 1 turn, Jinqiu here, I don't think Jinqiu need to reduce, Feng Shun reduce here is going to be good, Matteo, Elaine, Gabriel, Tricky, Yunchuan, all these Esper here that is wind type, you're going to have the CD reduction minus 1 turn. This is going to be very good. In terms of PvE and PvP, both situation is going to be good. Then for S3 here, instead of dealing damage to all enemy then clear the AP, then if you successfully clear, then you only inflict stun. So they changed the requirement to you successfully cleared AP before inflicting stun have been removed. So they changed the requirement here, so instead of successfully clear the AP, then you only have the chance to stun, they just remove it. So you can AP down, even though you feel no AP down, your stun will still have the chance to inflict. So they lower down the RNG layer for the S3, which is a good thing. And then the Divinate here, dispel several buffs from a target before casting Warp of the World, which is her S3. Which means her S3 now can dispel several buffs from a target. So this Divinate here is no longer going to be 100% chance of granting defend up to 1 random ally. Instead of granting defend up, it's going to be dispel. It will, so Sienna here can be some sort like tricky that when you cast S3 can dispel, like how many dispel we can how many buff we can dispel, how many rate to trigger it is what we need to see when it's on PTR server. So let's say it's the same thing, so it's going to be 100%, sorry, 75% to dispel, then 100% to dispel, and then 100% chance to dispel 2 buff if this using the same kind of concept to the Divinate. Okay, this is a very good thing. And then another thing, the Captain Leader buff has increased to ally speed plus 25%. This is very epic because speed leader has always have their own advantage. And then Sienna here, the resist leader buff is basically useless, to be honest. So the leader buff here, if Sienna get this buff, Sienna will be the first speed leader within the Win Esper, right? Because in terms of speed leader buff, no one in the Win Esper here have the speed leader buff. If we take a look at the epic Esper here, we have Longmian to be the speed leader buff. But in terms of Win Esper legendary, no one have it. No one. But Sienna will be the first one to have the speed leader buff plus 25%. Alright, next one, Everett. Oh my god, Everett, I resetted you, you know, and you came up with a buff now? Alright, so Everett here is very interesting. His buff is like very epic and very effective as well, in my opinion. Alright, let's take a look here. So Everett S2 here, this is the normal effect, and then now they're gonna change. So now Everett can have the Valhalla Guardian's healing effect when at resonance phase 0, and he have an increased advantage against non-shimmer targets. So Everett kit will surround around more sensitive to non-shimmer Esper and shimmer Esper. So when Everett is fighting non-shimmer target, I assume the S2 here will increase damage. Like how many damage increase, we have no idea yet. And then Valhalla Guardian healing effect this one here, let's take a look here. So where's the healing? Let me check. Okay, I think the Valhalla healing effect for this one here when at resonance 0 is the R6 effect. So Valhalla Guardian heals all allies, maybe it didn't including himself. I'm not sure about this part. But anyway, it at R0 already have this R6 effect. Okay, then S3 here, another change effect. So now Everett can have Valkyrie's Glory's damage mitigation effect when at Rezo phase 0. So normally here you have to go to R2 Everett, then Everett can only have the damage mitigation effect, but they change it. So in the default kit itself, it already have these things. So the R2 effect will be instantly built into the S3. The R6 effect is instantly built into the S2 effect, I assume. Okay, but because anything else we're gonna see here, if you really want to see the full version, we have to wait until the PTR server. Alright, then another passive. Oh, this is gonna be very, very strong. When hit by non-shimmer enemy, first ability effect. So any Esper that is non-shimmer, so let's say like Jin Chiu, like Feng Shun, all those Esper, it will notify the first ability effect and will trigger one per turn. This effect here is basically Anna. So what Anna does is, Anna will notify the first, this one, conceal one rainbow shield to block the damage from the first hit of the attack. But it will conceal one shield, but any kind of Esper's attack will notify it. But from the passive here, which from my understanding, when hit by non-shimmer enemy, as long as it's a non-shimmer enemy, your first hit will notify it, which means block. It will block the first hit. That is that the damage is coming from a non-shimmer Esper. So Everett value instantly went so high from the bottom to the top. Because he became a mini Anna, the condition trigger is different. Anna is, as long as she has one stack, she can nullify one damage. But Everett is, he doesn't need any stack. But as long as you are not a shimmer Esper, he will block one attack. Right, from my understanding it's like this. And then average crit rate is increased when attacking non-shimmer enemy. So Everett is a very, very non-shimmer enemy sensitive Esper. So as long as you are not a shimmer, then the effect will nullify it. Okay, then R2 effect here. So usually this is the old R2 effect. Now they're gonna change it to when shimmer Esper teammate takes hit, Everett's counter attack with Valhalla Guardian trigger one per turn. This is also Anna's R2 effect. So Anna's R2 effect is, as long as there's a teammate get hit and she have the rainbow shield, then she will counter attack with her S1. Then Everett is, as long as there's a shimmer Esper teammate take hit, then he will counter attack with Valhalla Guardian. So Valhalla Guardian is the S2. So he is a mini Anna, or he will be the male version of Anna that works differently. So one is, as long as she have the stack, she will block. Everett is, as long as you're not a shimmer, then he will block. Something like that. Okay, then for the R4 effect, this buff here increased the damage thing. It changed to when attacking outside of his own turn, damage increase. This is very good because most of the time Everett will attack outside of his own turn. Then R6 effect, this is crazy. The passive effect of Valkyrie Glories also work on ally shimmer Esper. So what I think about this passive effect of Valkyrie Glory is going to be this one, the R2 effect. The the passive, this one here, the S3 passive. I think the S3 passive, this one, right, is when he himself get hit by non-shimmer enemy first ability effect, then it will block it. Then this passive effect will all apply into ally shimmer Esper. All ally shimmer Esper in Everett's team will block the first hit from any enemy that is non-shimmer Esper. So basically everyone in Everett's team becomes an Anna as long as you are the shimmer Esper. So imagine you put Everett with Iki. Everett will protect Iki so nicely because Iki will not get one-shotted by all those non-human Esper's AoE one-hit damage. One-hit damage such as Nama. Nama is a single hit damage that deals AoE damage. Such as Jinchu is a AoE damage that does one-hit damage. All this kind of damage will get protected by Everett because they are the Shimmer. Right, and then maybe Everett can also pair with Wu Yu to protect Wu Yu from the first hit, so it won't get one-shotted by Jinchu. So like Jinchu is a true damage Esper, but it's from the first hit damage. Maybe, probably, we have no idea. But from my understanding, it should work like this. So for more testing, we have to wait for PTR server. Then I can only test Everett. But I do see Everett will become the meta. Not like meta to counter Wu Yu, but the meta in the PvP content. In my opinion, Everett will be the meta if the kit is working as what I think. Right? If I say something wrong, you can feel free to let me know. Right? Okay, then Ife got buffed. Oh my god, guys! Ife, the cutest Esper, actually got buffed. All right, let's take a look what Ife does now. Okay, Ife S1, instead of this one here, the S1 here is Pursuit, and then when your Ife go to R6, instead of Pursuit, you change into gaining 1 turn. They instantly put it at R0, so you no longer do a Pursuit damage. You will do a turn steal R6 effect. Okay, then for your then it changed the resonance effect. So R2 effect, when ability end, which is the S3, it will extend all debuff duration by 1 turn, and then instantly apply 1 stack of poison effect on the target. So this effect here is basically Camille. Because Camille, my favorite Esper, is actually doing the same thing. Where is it? This one here, extend all debuff on one enemy, but Camille one is S1. Then Camille here, if the target is inflicting with bleed, applies the bleed damage immediately while duration -1. This is also from Camille's S2. But instead of separate skill, Ife here is within one S3. So when she casts S3, it will AoE damage everyone, and then it will apply poison and attack down, and then it will extend all the debuff duration, and then instantly trigger the poison effect when she is R2. So you don't have to wait until enemy get their turn, then only get the poison damage. It will instantly trigger. So I won't say Ife with this buff will like become meta, but she is gonna be usable now because debuff extend is crazy. Instantly trigger poison is gonna be very good, especially let's say you're gonna pair her with Hilda. Maybe she can extend the Hilda sleep and then instantly trigger the poison, so you don't have to wait for enemy take their own turn to get the poison damage. So Ife is going to be usable now instead of the cute tier, Ife own tier. Okay, then for R4 here, you have a chance to ignore resist instead of the miss rate. And then R6 here instantly applies 1 stack of poison effect on the target. So S1 here will instantly apply 1 stack of poison, which makes your poison stacking more easier. So this is the Ife buff. Overall, it's not something too crazy, but it is something very good on Ife, and that's what we what I said as well. Like if Ife can instantly trigger the poison, then it will be good. Okay, then for the next one, it's gonna be Fatum Sister. Fatum Sister's buff is crazy as well. Fatum Sister's flow. Right, Fatum Sister. Okay, so Fatum Sister S1 here, it will change into the damage. So damage usually Fatum Sister is 100% attack, but instead of that, it's gonna change to attack at max HP. So it will be a max HP skill Esper to Fatum Sister now. So it's gonna be a very good Esper, especially for Proteus, the HP boss. And then S2 effect here. Now, this debuff trigger, this one here. Wait, where is it? Here. R6 effect. The target for dispelling debuff changes to all allies. This effect here will instantly apply on Fatum Sister R0 effect, which means Fatum Sister with the new version 1, she will instantly get the R6 effect in her own kit. This is going to be very good because this is going to be an AoE cleanse ally debuff when you cast S2. This is very strong. It's going to be an AoE cleanse. Then S3 here, it will change into Fatum Sister damage is now based on attack and max HP. And then for this one, it's no longer 50% attack, it's going to be HP scaling and also attack scaling. And not just that, the requirement to reduce the enemy AP has been removed. So previously, we reduce everyone's AP by 20%. Then we have another condition, which is if enemy speed is lower than Fatum Sister, but they will reduce this condition, and it will instantly just apply further reduce. So maybe it's like reduce enemy AP by 30%, I assume. Okay, then they changed the resonance effect of Fatum Sister. So Fatum Sister sparking stage, max cooldown plus 2 turns here. Revive and heals all ally. And then, okay, it will add a new effect here called before casting ability, each surviving teammate reduce this cooldown by 1 turn. So, because this cooldown here is going to be very long, right? It's like 4 turns, and then if you revive someone, it's going to be 6 turns. But as long as you have ally in your team, so every single ally will reduce this cooldown ability by 1 turn. So let's say Fatum Sister with 3 teammates at the battle and 1 teammate die. Then because if Fatum Sister revive that last teammate, and we have 4 allies in the team, so it will reduce the cooldown by 4 turns, and then your cooldown is only 2 turns, which highly reduce your skill rotation for your S2. And then another S6 effect, R6 effect. When Fatum Sister dies, or when they become the only survivor on the ally side, then it will cast this ability, which is spark, where is it? This one, S2 here. So if she's the last one standing, or when she dies, she will revive 1 ally and then dispel everyone's debuff. It will trigger once per battle, so if she's the last one standing, when she dies, she will revive at least 1 people. If she dies instantly, and she will still revive 1 people, it will trigger once per battle. So basically, Fatum Sister is now a mini Cecilia. I don't know if Cecilia is going to be better than Fatum Sister or Fatum Sister is better than Cecilia, but in terms of resonance wise, that for us to easier to gain, I would say Fatum Sister value will be higher than Cecilia in certain way. Okay, then divided here, when any ally is revived, increase their AP. We have to see like increase their AP is like how many percent of AP increase. Because if the AP increase is like 100%, it's going to be R6 Cecilia effect. Right, so we have to take a look here. But Fatum Sister here is going to be the new revive meta to replace Cecilia. Okay, then the next one is going to be Elaine. Elaine here, let's take a look. Elaine is wind type. Okay, Elaine, R2 effect here. The night rate increased damage ignore to 50%. So previously the night rate here, the ignore defense is only 25%. They're going to increase it to 50%. And then has a chance to ignore defense when attacking. Right, yeah, just basically it increased the S1, the damage ignore to 50% instead of 25%. So last time is 100% chance to ignore 25%, and now it's going to be 100% chance to ignore 50% defense. This is very good. Increased DPS overall. And then R4 effect is when target is incapacitated, damage increased by 50%. Normally is Esper Q, then grant damage, crit damage. Okay, I would say the R4 effect now is even better. Nothing too fancy, but it's better. Okay, next one, Abigail. Well, Abigail is getting skin. That's why Abigail is going to get a buff, right? Or else not many people is going to get her skin. But with this buff, a lot of player will get her skin because she's going to be very, very, very strong. Alright, let's take a look here. So S2 here, they will change the effect. So S2, the shield here, will also let Abigail dispel her buff at resonant phase 0. Because normally, your Abigail needs to be R2 to dispel all the debuff from Abigail. So this effect will instantly apply into her kit, her S2 kit now. So you don't have to get the R2 effect to have this dispel kit. Then S3 here, it will change into absorb. So she will no longer provide absorb buff, which is the lifesteal. No longer provide that, but instead of absorb, she's gonna provide crit damage up. This is so good, crit damage up, because now in the current meta, we doesn't really need absorb buff because it's either you get one shot by enemy, or you one shot at the enemy, or you have a very good sustain in your team like Elaine or Sakura that will keep on healing your team. You don't really need the absorb already in most of the cases. So they changed the absorb into crit damage up. So now Abigail is going to be a very, very strong buffer because she is going to provide attack up and crit damage up in her kit. It's going to be a very massive aggressive buffer now. And then Not just that, the duration of crit damage up and attack up are increased to 3 turn when at R0. So it's a 3 turn attack up and 3 turn crit damage up. She'll be a very good buffer in terms of PvE and PvP as well. Okay, then for R2 effect, Rose Blessing, reset ability cooldown for all ally Infernal Esper except herself. All ally Infernal, reset ability instantly. Everyone here that is Infernal Esper. So Sienna is reset, not reset, is reduced the cooldown by 1 turn. But Abigail here is reset instantly for all allied Infernal, such as Suje, such as Sakura, Fushi, Ginny, Embla, maybe Changji, Brewster, Clara will get a very high benefit for this CD reset. Maybe Mavis as well. Okay, so Abigail's R2 effect here is going to be very, very good because it will instantly reset all the cooldown for Infernal Esper, and it didn't mention like only specific skill. Because if we take a look at Yuran here, Yuran also have CD reset at R2 effect, but it will only CD reset the flow teammates S3 effect. But at least in the patch note, here it didn't mention that Abigail will reset only S3. It seems like it will reset the whole skill for Infernal Esper. This is very massive. Then for R6 skill here, reset the target's ability cooldown when you target it. So when you cast S3 on that target, so let's say I cast S3 on Chloe, then Chloe CD will instantly reset. And this one doesn't affect, it doesn't limit only for Infernal. It can be any Esper. So let's say I put Abigail with Flow type, and then I cast S3 on Lien. Then Elaine will instantly take her action, then she will CD reset all her skills, then she can instantly cast Dream Bubble again. Something like that. Or instantly buff Momo. Then Momo will instantly get her turn, she will get attack up and crit damage up, then I cast S3, oh then the damage is going to be very high. Something like that. It's going to be a very good Esper Abigail now. If I remake a new tier list, Abigail tier will be like so high now. And this one here doesn't just apply to a PvP, it will also benefit into PvE as well. Then for Divinate, before casting Thorny Brambles, which is S1, before casting S1, Abigail's ability cooldown reduced by 1 turn. Oh my god, this is so broken. So imagine you build Abigail with Avatara. Then every time Abigail counter attack with S1, then the S1 will help her reduce her cooldown. Then the faster her cooldown, she can cast more S2, which is more shield and recovery, and then she can dispel herself, and then every time she casts S2, she will reset ability cooldown for all Infernal Esper, and then every time she reduces cooldown by the S1, then she will also CD reduce for her S3, then S3 here will AP push more Esper and buff more Esper. Wow, this is Abigail is gonna be very, very crazy. Keep AP pushing, keep AP keep dispelling, keep putting shield up, keep putting CD reduction and also CD reset. So crazy. The skin is definitely gonna buff her by a lot. Then Tevor here is the last Esper changes. It's gonna have a leader buff. So leader buff, of course, Tevor doesn't have leader buff, so Tevor is gonna have a captain leader buff of ally attack, universal 30%. Nothing too much, but it is something there. But wow, overall the Esper changes is so good. So in my opinion, the biggest winner I would say is gonna be Everett, Sienna, Fatum Sister and Abigail. These 4 Esper is the biggest winner. Then the other 3 is the lower tier winner. But overall, since there's an Esper balance adjustment out of nowhere, maybe we can look forward in the future. There will be more Esper balance. But overall, I will say this Esper balance is going to be very interesting. It will definitely change some of the meta. Of course, it's not going to be changing the Wii U meta, but in terms of some of the meta, we will see more different interesting team comp with those Esper that we rarely see in the meta, especially Everett. I'm really interested with Everett's kit because it seems like she is able to make everyone mini Anna. Right, so feel free to comment down how do you guys think about these Esper changes and which Esper changes you are more looking forward as well. Right, so hope you guys enjoyed the video and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. Special thanks for the direct support on the YouTube membership. So for the benefactor of Artiar, which is Gen MP, Roses15, Molcult Regili, The Bluest Chulade, and Kemi, thank you so much for the support. And for the supporter and patron of Artiar, which is Louis Shenada, Agni, Code Wilderness, Wang Tamer, Ziggy, Kamaruki, Sunwaltz, Rimu, Johnny, Von Hexa, Luxley, Rawson Bessie, Antonio Winterspoon, Marilyn Williams, and Uncle Chat. Thank you so much for the support. And that's not all. Also, special thanks for the direct support on the live stream super chats. So this super chat here, I will be calculating from the latest 10 super chat from the live stream. So thank you so much, Pidget Relate, Agni, Ziggy, Code Wilderness, Shawnee, and Roses15. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.